Welcome, artists and listeners all over the world. It's my great pleasure to have with me today Martin Scalzatto. He's going to be the next lead animator on the feature film Animal Crackers. And a good mutual friend of mine introduced us to each other and said, let's have a chat about state of mind and how that plays out in a production environment and all that good stuff. He's from Buenos Aires, Argentina. He currently lives in the United Kingdom. He's a fellow student at Animation Mentor. And let's start. Welcome, Martin. Nice to have you here.
Hey, man. Thanks. How are you?
Very good. Did I pronounce your name properly?
Perfectly.
Perfect.
Yeah. that was really good. Even if it's hard, huh?
Wonderful. So, I never know where to start, which is sort of a fun part of this discovery. And at the end of this, we'll know what will happen.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the introduction. That's really nice from you. Yes, and we are all like in this industry. I think we are, most of us, we are from Animation Mentor, so that was a good point.
Yeah, most students who go to Animation Mentor or any of the online schools generally have a very positive, loving attitude for the craft.
Yeah.
And from what I reckon, you're one of the people who enjoys deeply what you do, and I reckon that's one of the reasons why you're going to be a lead. Because I think if you're not having fun, you're not going to be a lead, because you'll be like, I hate this job.
Yeah, I think it's just like it's a bless, to be working in animation. It's like it's just like I think all the people we are working in the industry, we are just so lucky. We have the opportunity to be inside, because even if you have hard times or a lot of you struggle sometimes, not even production wise, if not also artistically, and it's lovely just when you see the final result of your work. It's just so fulfilling, so I think just going being just trying to achieve your dream, of working in animation every day. It's just something that it's a bless that we have to say thanks every day, just for the opportunity that we have, and we know there are a lot of guys outside that they would love to have the same opportunity as us. It's not that easy to enter in the industry sometimes. So yes, I wake up every morning and I'm really happy and grateful to life because I can be working in animation. It took me a long time to enter in the industry, so it's now that I'm in, it's I enjoy every day, if it's the first one.
So I think did I get it right that you had a lead role before? You were leading people as well as an animator, or is this going to be the next?
No. It's now I'm going to be lead animator in a future film. I'm going to Valencia to that, but I just finished working as animator and supervisor for the TV series Messi Goes to Okido, and I was leading a team of 10 people. So yes, I've been leading the show. I have one lead animator for, in my team, another 8. We were 10, so 11. We were another 9 animators as well, including me because I was animating as well. But yes, a lovely team of 10 animators, all of them amazing. We change a little bit. Sometimes we have some kind of people going and leaving. We were split in 2 teams actually. My team was of 10 animators and the other team with another 10 animators. So yes, I've been directing this show for the last year and a half.
So I wanted to ask you, to give you something more to talk about, something more concrete. How do you recognize somebody How do you recognize somebody who's going to do very well? Do you know that at the beginning, or do you just find, like, if you have a talk about them, like over coffee or something, do you get like a sense of, like, this guy is going to be great, or?
Yeah, I think like that is a good question. It's like, I think I have I always had like a really good feeling with people. So I think it's more like the vibe, you know, like the energy. I think you can tell when you can see and you can tell when someone is going to be like a really good asset, or someone is going to be like some kind of like a problem that maybe you have to handle in a different way. I think all the people have different personalities and different ways to see life, and different, because all of us, we come from different backgrounds, we have come from different cultures, and everyone has a different way, like everyone lives their life in different shoes, you know, so we never like walk in the shoes of other people. So I think being a lead, one of the things that the most important thing that I learned is just trying to adapt myself all the time, and putting myself in the position of the other person, you know, like how is he feeling, why he's acting like that, why I don't know, he struggles with it or this or that, or why he's like concerned about anything. So that gave me the tools to understand, or at least try to understand why that person is acting in some way, and try to help them to take out from them the best that they can do, you know. So for example, if I see a guy who is struggling with acting, and you can see like the guy is really shy, and he's like not really good at, you know, at talking with people, so it's like you have to babysit a little bit more that kind of person, you know, like just being like more like beside them and telling them, you know, like, man, you can do this, you know, like just encouraging them all the time, you know, like trying to take from them the best that, because you can see like they are really good artists, but maybe their personality is different from others. Then you have people like they are just happy all the time, you know, they have a lot of energy, and they just like can develop anything, and maybe they have too much energy, you know, like, so you have to handle that amount of energy that some people have, and just try to transfer that to the entire team, so everyone is more or less at the same level. And so yes, it's an everyday, you know, like looking around your team and seeing how they are feeling. And the most important part, I think, of being like lead, or like trying to keep your team happy, and is taking care of them, you know. It's like seeing like just further, like far apart from just animation, is more like the person. How are they feeling in their job, in the everyday life? Because when you think about that, you're spending more than the half of your day working in a place, or like more than the half of your life is working, during a production, for example, no? So it's really important how you feel. It's really important like the energy that you transmit to the people of the team. And if they are comfortable and they are happy, they are going to, I think when people, they are happy, they can like produce a lot better like level of animation, and like just like you can see like the difference in the work, you know, if they feel comfortable.
Yeah. It's cool, because it sounds like you're very, very respectful of how anybody else is feeling, first and foremost.
Yeah,
and appreciate. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, yeah, and it's like I think like we should like respect everyone, and everyone, we need to understand like everyone is different, and that's it, you know, and just like understand like where they come from, and respect the way they are. We never, I think like something that I feel is like in life, or in any aspect of life, no? It's like, we are not there to change people. We are there, we are here to change ourselves, to evolve, like person, ourselves. It's like, if, for example, no? If something is bothering you from someone else, it's not because the other person is doing something wrong, because maybe that person is the way that person is. It's like, it's bothering me. If that thing is bothering me, it's something that I have to change. You know what I mean? It's like, because that is bothering me. So I have to learn of that situation and try to live with that, or just avoid the subject. But it's like, I think in life everything is related to ourselves. So, we can't change people. People, they are the way they are, and we need to accept them, respect them, and try to make the best of them in the way they are. We can't change anyone. We are just all different, and for that reason we are human beings, and it's so nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you could look at that like a problem, but you can also see it as an asset. It's also, the diversity is actually a good thing.
Yeah, I feel like diversity is always a good thing, even because it's not only that, it's the challenge, you know? Because it's like, when you're in that kind of situation, when you're struggling with someone like it has a really like a strong personality, maybe it's hard like to handle, especially when you're working. I'm always talking about like working in teams, and it's challenging for yourself as well to control your ego, you know, and just to put down your ego and try to understand why this person is acting the way he's acting, and try to help this person in the way that person is. Of course, sometimes you have to say, hey man, like chill out, or like you have to think about like we are a team, we are all together doing this, you know, like we have to, all of us, we are pushing in the same direction, all of us, we are trying to make the best of it. But, you know, like this person has this personality, and you have to find the way, like, to balance, you know, between all the other people. So that is the nice thing, you know, like diversity, you know, all of them, they are different. So I think the most important part of leading a team is that, it's just, keeping positive all the time, you know. It's like, even if it's hard, and there are like a lot of people like can bother you, because you are a human being, so you can struggle, and you can have your bad days, and you can have your good days. So, for example, one thing that I do every day when I wake up is, when I have to face this, like a team, because I know it's going to be hard, because every day is different. It's like thinking like inside myself, and said, okay, today I have two options. It's going to be a great day, or it's going to be a bad day. I choose every day to be a great day. Then maybe a lot of things can happen, you know, during the day. But at least you start with the right foot, you know. You start with energy, with positive energy, just to face the day. So I think that is really important. Like, just it's a training, you know. It's like, how can I explain? It's the same as when you go to the gym to do like your chest, you know, and you do your biceps, and it's like, yes, I'm looking great, you know, my my body's changing, and it's like I'm feeling a lot healthier, and well, the brain is a muscle, so you have to train your brain, you know, just to keep positive, because it took me a lot of time, not only for this last experience. I'm talking about like my complete life. I think like when one negative like thought arrived to your head, it's so easy just to spread that negativity. So it's so easy like just to stay in the bad side, you know, or in the dark side, let's say, no? And it was a training for many, many years, you know, trying to keep positive in every aspect of my life, because it's like, at some point, you know, like when you struggle a lot in your life and you have a lot of issues, you start seeing just the negative part. And some point you realize, and you said, no man, I have to change. So when you start changing, you realize like, once you have like a positive mental attitude, you can keep that positive mental attitude all the time. And of course, there are a lot of things that you're going to change or keep changing. Like we are evolving all the time. So I have a lot of things to keep changing of my personality or the way I am or the way I react for some stuff, But nowadays I can say at least I 95% of the time I can stay positive, no matter which situation arrives, I try to see the positive side of everything in every situation of my life. So I think that helps a lot just to transmit that to the team and to keep them positive during the production wise.
So let's just explore this for fun. I just had a little bit of an idea, because obviously you are doing mentally you're doing very well and you're having a good time and you're very aware of your own state of mind and you're I would say it's not a coincidence that you're doing very well. So let's explore something as a fun thing. So what of in some way the person that's leading the team should be a little bit ahead on all accounts. Should be a fairly decent manager, should have an understanding of the pipeline, should have a bit of a, because they're setting the direction, and so you obviously acknowledge that having a functioning well mentally is an extremely helpful thing. So what would you say is holding you back? What would be, and I'm not expecting you to have an answer, but what would allow you to flourish even more? What would allow you to become even a better version of you?
And well, I think it's a good question anyway. I think we need to face our fears, and it's maybe it's not a fear, but it depends. For every person, different things can may work their mind in different ways. So, for example, for me, one of the things is a lack of confidence most of the time. It's even something everyone knows, we are evolving and we are learning all the time. I feel sometimes I'm not worth enough, and I need to learn a lot more just to achieve more and more things, and it's lack of confidence, more a lot of things. Most of the time. And the other thing maybe could be anxiety, I'm really anxious. It's I want everything done for now. And I can't, when you can't wait for answers, it's I want the answer now. It's no, not tomorrow, no, in 2 days, not in 1 week now. And for example, something that I really learned, especially the last year, was to handle my ego, and I can feel my ego is really low right now. So that's really good, because keep me open to learn every day something new, and I can receive critiques from everyone, so I feel really, really happy about that. But yeah, those are, I think, main points, especially lack of confidence and anxiety. Maybe there are more, but I don't, there are a lot more, I'm pretty sure, because I make a lot of mistakes. But I think it's a matter of learn about yourself every day. When someone comes to you and says, man, you're struggling with this, and someone else comes to you and said the same, and if you have 2 or 3 people telling you that, it's because you're struggling with something. You have to be open to that. Not to say, no, I'm not that way. Yes, I'm that way, I'm making this mistake, and I will try to change it.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I think if you ask most animators and most artists or most most people, like what would allow you to flourish more? You go back to your own weaknesses, like if I can kill this weakness, and then I remove this weakness, and I remove that weakness, then I'll be the better version of me, and I like, which is fun. But and then you said like learn yourself more. That's an interesting subject in itself. But I actually wanted to go a different direction with the question, in a more helpful way. Let me just say, like, what has allowed you to learn as much as you did so far? Like, what would you say? What has allowed you to see clearer and have better work? Like, what helps you in that direction?
Being honest, I think the one of the things that I can say like I have a lot is willpower.
Yeah.
It's like when I said I want to do something, I just sit down and until it's done, I'm not going to stop. For example, when I did Animation Mentor, it took me, like I was saving money for a long time to do Animation Mentor. Then I was like, I had the blessing, like my godfather like told me like to pay for the course. So I was like really respectful for that. So I did the course and I was working at the same time. I couldn't quit my job. So it was 1 year and a half, like working and normally like 5 days a week and Animation Mentor during the night. So I was sleeping like 4 to 5 hours a day, you know, and normal stuff, but when you're studying and working. But I finished Animation Mentor in 1 year and a half, and I didn't like took like a break or anything, and not even like going out with friends. You know, it was like 1 year and a half of studying, like specifically animation, and I was like so focused on that and trying to learn as much as I could. Every time I do something it's because I have a lot of willpower. I think it's that what like leads me to improve. I think it's an evolution because nowadays, for example, I learn a lot from other people's work or other people's point of view or like different experiences. I think depends a lot in which like time of your life you are.
Yeah.
At the beginning, you have like more space to put more information because everything is new. But then when you have more information, you have to start like looking for more ways to learn around the same topic, you know. So some people is instructing you about like cameras, or like some people telling you about like acting choices, different kind of stuff. Asking for feedback to people like great guys in the industry, animators in big companies, etc. Is that what you wanted to ask? or
no, it's exploration. So we're exploring. So
yeah,
I wanted to ask. You said willpower. Could I rephrase that in a way that? Let me just rephrase that and see if it fits with what you were saying. Could like to me it sounds like you. I would say you. It's not so much willpower, it's more that you have patience, that you're actually, I'd love to hear what you're thinking as I say this, but it sounds almost like you're going to sit down and you know you're just going to stay the course, but you're patient with it and you should sit down and get to it. And it sounds almost like you know good things are going to happen as long as you're in the game, as you're working. Because it doesn't sound like you're actually sitting down and like, okay, chaining myself to the desk and I'm not walking away until I solve this. It sounds like you're very relaxed and open and you're just like, I'm just going to reserve this time and be patient and see what happens. Would that be correct, or is that?
I think that is a really good thing to tell to my mother, actually, because it's like someone telling me that I'm patient is like, it's a big deal. Like, you know, like she always used to tell me, you know, like, you have no patience for anything in your life. You know, it's like you want everything now. It's like, and it doesn't work like that. She used to tell me that. But it's true, like, if I learned how to be patient. And animation told me that. Because if you're not patient in animation, if you don't have patience in animation, how can you animate?
Yeah.
It takes ages. But I think I love more animation than being impatient, you know. So I learned how to be patient because I love so much animation.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's another thing, like, you know, patience. I think you can train and teach your body or your brain to do whatever you want, like, your body or brain to do if you just want, you know, something bigger, you know. And if you really love something, I think you can achieve anything you want. Just because you love what you are doing. I think it's in any part, in anything in your life. For example, I don't know, if you love cooking, you're going to spend hours and hours and hours cooking, you know, until you are the best chef in the world. Or at least it's like what you want to be, you know, the best chef in the world, and you're going to do like your best to achieve that.
Yeah.
Or anything that, like a runner, you know, as well. It's like, it's going to be training every day to be like faster, stronger, because they love running. And I think we love animation. So if we love animation, we're going to give all we can do, just to achieve, you know, our goals. Try to be better and try to understand more and more things. And even like if animation is really like hard, like it's really hard to learn animation, you know, and to work in animation because you have a lot of things just to digest, to understand how to work and everything. I think it's a lovely industry, and just having a puppet and bring it to life, I think it's like so like, it feels really nice when you see, like, even if you always like, you finish your animation, it's like, oh, I could do this, I could do that, you know, it could be better, and it's like, and someone tells you, you could do that, oh yeah, I could do that in that animation, I didn't realize, now for the next one, you know, it's like, but at the end, when you see the final product, you know, it's it's not that bad, huh? It's like, and every time that you do something new and you see like the evolution of everything that you've been learning, yeah, I think it's really like, it's a big fulfillment, you know, it's like, okay, I'm improving. Because human beings is like, we are like, human beings don't get frustrated because they don't get a job, or like they are thirsty, or you get frustrated when you don't learn. It's like when you stop learning is when you get frustrated, you know? It's like when you stop learning. And I think if every day, for example, someone came and tell you, you know how to say good morning in French is bonjour, and you said, oh, now I know a new word, you know? It's like, you know, it's nice. Learning is nice. I think it's like, for that reason, like, it's important just to keep motivated, to keep learning. And that gives you like, as well, like the will, like, just to keep positive as well, you know? It's like, if you are happy because you are improving your mind, it's like, it's as I said before, it's like a muscle. You're training your mind to be better, and I think you're evolving in every part of your life. And some points you want to evolve more in animation, you want to evolve more in your career, and then maybe you want to evolve more in your I don't know, the way you treat with your friends or with your partner, or like maybe in your spiritual side, you know. And I think we are trying to evolve in any part of our life to be better every day. So if we can keep that, we keep motivated, so we can keep positive. lack of motivation and lack of learning, I think, makes the people feel frustrated most of the time, in my opinion.
Yeah. Mm. I'm just reflecting on that one. As an animator, obviously, animators kind of like this competitiveness. They like to bring the craft further. They like to explore new things. That's for sure. I'm just running a thought experiment. Like, would it be possible to animate to not learn, which is nearly impossible, and still be happy or not frustrated? I don't know.
We can think about that. Let me think.
Well, the thing is, frustration itself is not directly caused, as far as I can tell, by something out there. I can be frustrated when I have a deadline, but after a while you'll learn that deadlines just are, and you learn to deal with them, and you get better with them. And so you have an insight, and it changes. So anytime something frustrates you, it to me it signals the need for my change. It doesn't signal anything else.
But I think, for example, you say that, and you just say the word as well. It's like deadline can be frustrating, you said, and then you say, but I learned that the deadline, is going to be there, and I have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So at the end, you learn something,
Yeah.
Like, it's different way of learning, it's different kind of learning.
Yeah.
But that is important too, how you're learning how to deal with pressure.
Yeah.
You're learning how to deal with clients, or and those are the hardest one. Huh? Dealing with clients is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can dig on this. But
I like how you said that. Sorry for interrupting you. I just wanted to jump into that because it sounds like a fun little thing. Because the moment, like I'll just state it the way I see it. The moment that something frustrates me, I know that eventually I'll have an insight. I'll have a new idea. I'll have fresh thinking around it. Mm-hmm. And I'll see it differently, and I'll be able to handle it differently. And originally that's like a bouncing ball. You have like, it's frustrating because the tangents never do what I work. But that, it's not the tangents, it's signals just, you need to change. You're going to need to change in order to get this. And I think with clients, it's the same thing. Initially, it's like, oh God, this client now wants this and that and that. But the client, we both know the client is only doing his best, and they're trying to get what they want, and then they request stuff which is utterly ridiculous and impossible. And we're frustrated initially, but that signals just for our ego to change. And yeah. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have jumped in, but I did.
No, it's great. I think it's like what you say is just like it's exactly what we were talking before. It's like. If you can learn from every situation of your life, you're evolving. So that leads you to be like happier, because what is the final goal of us as human beings? Being happy. What is being happy? Well, it's different for everyone, And one of the things that makes me a lot happier is that, just for example, what you said right now, I can deal better with my clients, It's like, because I'm learning how to deal with my clients. At the beginning, I used to be frustrated, and I used to be angry, especially anger. Now it's more like, okay, it's the way it is, and even if they put a lot of pressure, I'm going to put my own timing, I'm not going to rush anymore, It's like you're learning.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, it's like your evolution is part of your learning.
Yeah. I find it fascinating that you when we just started this conversation before we started recording, you told me you were a character rigger previously, and so you're both a rigger and you're an animator, and now you're going to be a lead as well. And did you do any programming as well, or just scripting, or?
It's like that's the reason why I stopped doing like rigging, because I don't know how to script. And I achieved that level that I can do like really good rigging,
Yeah.
but I can't like create my own tools. So it's a shame because it's not a shame. I think it's like I always wanted to do more animation than rigging, and I love rigging. I just love rigging, but I love more animation. And well, as I told you when we were speaking like before, it's really good like to have like the rigging knowledge as well. Just because it shortened the gap between like technical part and artistic.
Yeah.
So when you're leading teams, it's good because it's like you can find solutions for the animators to avoid them to be like talking all the time to the technical department, maybe because they are really busy. And then if you spot a problem, talking with your animators and everything, you can go and set to the technical department where is the problem specifically, like in the rig, because we are always talking about animation. Then I used to work as generalist as well for a while in commercials. So I know how to do a little bit of everything, like rendering, lighting, shading. But yes, I was specifically, I was working for 3.5 as a rigger. Now it's been like 4 since I'm working as animator full time. So yeah, it's good. It's good to know a little bit of both, It releases stress for everyone.
Yeah. Wow. I so love how you, it's pretty rare, but it's so wonderful how you appreciate pretty much anything you do. It's like, like most people would say, I was doing rigging and it was okay, but I got bored with it, and then I started doing animating, and I really like animating. You don't say that. You say, I love rigging. I really love it, but I love animation more. It's like there's no judgment in it. It's like an appreciation of what it is. Yeah,
it's like I'm a passionate for life. It's like everything that I take, I embrace it. So it's like I love everything I'm doing, and it's like I live the moment. So I'm living the day every day. I am not going to complain because I think life is great. And even if you struggle, and of course, all of us, we have problems, and like we have bad ups and downs all the time. But life is beautiful. It's why we are going to be complaining all the time. It's like I have a lot of opportunities. Like I'm working in the stuff that I love to do. At least I'm not working in something that I don't like. For example, I'm working in animation, it's like, I'm grateful for that. And then it's like, yes, of course, I think that when you're working in the everyday basis, when you're doing rigging, for example, you say, oh man, I'm so burned out. This is too much information. It's like, you receive a rig that you have to open and to understand how it works. And you can spend just 1 week trying to understand what another rigger did, and all the connections and everything. And at that point, and you're burning out and said, I don't want to do this anymore. But then if you see that in the long run, and you see that from to the past, you said, it was a good time because thanks to that, I learned a lot, And at some point of my life, for example, I was doing, this is a good example because it's fun, but I was doing video editing. I used to work in a company doing editing for some videos. For me, it was a really boring job at the time. It was like, this is terrible. And then we had we have to deliver the final comp or final video for the university I was studying in Argentina. and I could edit the video in 5 minutes when everyone was like were taking like at least like one day because they couldn't know how to handle the software, how to cut it videos and editing them really fast. And at the end I was like, it wasn't that bad, you know, like I learned how to edit videos fast, working on that I didn't like, and at the end I could deliver like the final like, you know, video for the university in like nothing, you know, in 2 hours I was done with all the shop, you know. So I think you can always see the empty half of the glass or the full one, you know. I prefer to see the full one because you learn from every situation.
Is there anything you'd like to discuss or like to know or explore as a last thing you want to talk about? So like, is there anything that's on your mind, or you, I don't know, want to get out there or ask or share or say, or I don't know, it could be anything. It could be any subject or anything that fascinates you, what is alive for you in this moment.
Something that I want to share. It's quite like it's hard like to think something about that right now, you know, but I think if I have to say something about like the way I see life, no, it's just like just trying to improve, you know. It's just what I feel is like in this life we are here like to do something bigger than just a shop or something like I don't know, or you know, like to achieve like a professional goal or something. We are here like to provide something to people, you know. I think it's a really nice fulfillment of what I felt, you know, for example, leading teams, is when you achieve that point that someone is doing great, or you can feel like you could help someone. I think helping people in general is something that feels great. And I think in every aspect of our life, we need to try to help all the people around us. But at the end of the day, it's the only thing that matters, you know. Even if we are like trying to improve like professionals, or like with our like couple, or with anything in our life, or spiritually, or whatever, I think the last goal is just to keep helping people. And it's like the way I think the world works, you know. It's like when you give to someone, the life is going to give you back at some point, you know. And it's good always to keep positive, to keep open, to try to help people all the time, and trying just to give like your little like piece of like your grain of sun, you know, every day in the way you can, no matter which way you are going to help someone. And it's just a matter of helping if you see the opportunity to help. And I think it's one of the things that I could realize for the last 2 years that gave me the most, you know. It doesn't mean like I'm receiving something. It's just, it's really grateful to feel. It's really great to feel like you're helping people. We don't have to be like just like close-minded or blind in our shops or our like routine every day. It's even like open our mind and seeing if the other person just beside you is struggling with something, and maybe just going and saying, "Hey man, are you alright?" You know, it's like, "Are you feeling okay?" And maybe that person is going to talk to you for 1 hour, you know. And it's more like that, you know, like just serve to the society. And this is not about animation, it's just about life. I think that is a really big, like, you feel really good when you can help people. I don't know if that is something that helps, but it's what I feel I can say.
Wow, I thought that was absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
Jeez. Just been enjoying listening to you. I try to say as little as possible. It's just been a joy to see how you think and how you look at the bigger picture outside of just animation and just look at the human scale and bigger than that. So that's wow. Yeah, thank you so much.
No, thank you, Henk. Was really nice. From you to having me here.
My pleasure. And hopefully people out there get something out of this and they hear something new and hear new possibilities and grow and change for the better.
I hope so. I don't know. I just telling a little bit my story. That's it.
Well, if it's up to you, I think you would succeed.
Okay, if you say so.
Well, Martin, it was really a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best at your new job. I think any employer would be extremely lucky to have you, and people who have to work with you would be sounds like a pleasure.
Man, well, thank you so much for your words. I will try to keep the same way as I am, and keep learning, of